On the blackest nights we sail through fog, two voices echo from the salty bog, with tales of movies and actors bold. Host Josh and Jillian, their stories unfold. Hold fast the wheel, listen to Jive, the Blank Podcast where legends vibe. From silver screens to haunted dreams, in Josh and Jillian's twisted schemes. Brought to you by Anchor Bay Entertainment. Now here's your hosts, Josh and Jillian. Yeah.
Does. And I appreciate that.
All right.
Welcome back to The Plank, everyone. I'm your host, Jillian.
Yeah, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to The Plank. I forget the tagline, our little tagline.
Your tagline that you made.
Yeah, you told me you liked it the other day.
Did I?
Were you drunk?
No.
You said,
Might have
welcome back
lied.
to The Plank, where we tie your hands behind your back, tie you up, put a knife into your back, and walk you to the edge, and walk the industry to the edge, something like that.
Yeah, that was.
You know what? We'll just have it. It'll just play like before the show.
It'll just be different
with the
every
music.
time. How
With
about that?
Do you want to think of something new every time?
It's like a Sabrina Carpenter nonsense outro. She makes it different every time. How was your week?
My week was good.
What did you do?
We went to a premiere, remember?
We did. We saw Kirsten Baja. Another Anchor Bay film.
And our last guest was Daniel Roebuck, who was really good friends with Jeffrey Daniel Phillips, who directed Kirsten Baja.
Yeah, he did.
It was, what'd you think of it?
When they introduced the film before it started, they introduced it as, they were like, this is kind of a fever dream, and it felt like that making it, and it felt like that watching it. I was just like, I never really knew where it was going, but I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it felt like I had seen 5 different films in one.
It gets pretty wild with it's not really genre specific, but there's a werewolf, I think. No, Chupacabra. I did like before we saw the movie at the screening. He went up there and he told everybody. He said, I was at was it a film festival or he was somewhere at a convention or I don't know. He said he was telling all these young kids, he was like motivating them, giving them this motivational speech to just go out and make a movie. He's like, you guys want to make a movie? Go out and make a movie. And then he's like, I realized, gosh, that speech kind of motivated me to make a movie. And then he, got him and his producer's name was Jeff or Mark.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they got together and then they made this. I can't remember how long he said it took them to make, but they did shoot in Tijuana. They shot between here and Mexico.
They shot between here and Mexico. And I remember looking at you and being like, that's not Tijuana.
You're like, that's not Tijuana. I'm like,
and then I was like, that's Tijuana.
I'm like, it's Southern California. It's LA. It's
well, you
close
see like
enough.
a blue street sign, and you're like, that says Ventura.
Yeah.
But it was good. I really liked it. I thought the locations were cool. I thought that ranch that they filmed at the end was really sick.
Oh yeah, that was a cool look. That kind of gave. Yeah, it kind of gets like weird at the end. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know, like the end of Lords of Salem or something, which is a Rob Zombie movie, which Jeff is in. And he speaking of Daniel Roebuck again, I remember, and I totally forgot to bring this up to him, but he mentioned to me that he was kind of offended that Jeff didn't ask him to be in Kirsten Baja because. And Jeff's excuse was like, well, I don't want to steal Rob's cast. And Dan's like, what do you think? I'm only in Rob Zombie movies? And he was very.
Do you think he didn't think that he would want to do it? Do you think he's
no,
like, oh,
Dan
isn't gonna want to do this?
No, not at all. I mean, I never got that impression. I think Dan.
No, I think Dan definitely
would do it.
But
No,
I feel like I'm what's his name?
Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah, I'm thinking about if I wanted to ask one of my good friends who I know has a really solid career to be in a film that I'm kind of just
I got maybe a couple. I can pay you a couple bucks.
Yeah, and then I know friends where I'm like, well, I'm not even gonna ask them to do that because they'll probably won't want to do it.
And then you ask them later, and then you tell them later, and they're
and
like,
I would have totally done that. And you're like, oh shit.
But maybe they would.
Well,
maybe they would have.
Yeah, who knows?
You know
never miss out on the things that are meant for you.
Wow. The more you know. So I think that they just were sick of each other. They worked on the Munsters together. They were like in a, you know, I don't know how long the production was, but Jeff was probably just like, you know, Dan and I, we just need a break.
I love we're just assuming this relationship of two of like people that we know.
Well, but then at the Anchor Bay launch party, they were like buddies up. They were like buddy. So maybe they needed that break.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I saw the other Anchor Bay film that we're going to the premiere of this week on
Thursday.
your birthday.
That's true. That's
and
true.
Your birthday gift is going to be going to the premiere of ABRUPTIO. Wow. And we have Hana Mae Lee in the studio with us.
Your mic just turned off.
Press
There we go. And
How
we're
long
back.
will that happen?
In just a second.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
we
right.
have Hana Mae Lee in the studio
What's
with
up,
us.
everybody?
Number
Thank
3.
you so much for being here.
Of course.
What do you mean number 3?
She's number 3 on the.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
she's
that's.
Doing it us thrust, dude.
Yo, here we are. You're in between some pretty awesome names.
Yeah.
How's it
Hard
feel to be
players.
next to Jordan Peele?
Love it. I'm in a really great sandwich right there. Like,
Yeah, you are.
The freaking
You're the meat of that
legends.
sandwich.
Look at that. Just
Wow.
surrounded by greatness.
And puppetry.
Yes, look at that. Isn't that
That's-
crazy?
Yeah, they are some freaky looking
Right?
puppets.
Right? They're insane. I think they're gonna have them at the horror delicacies.
Is
Am I
that
saying
gonna
right?
be your first time meeting
Dark
Chelsea?
Delicacy.
Dark
delicacies.
You get to touch them. Yeah, I didn't get to feel them or see them.
Oh my
It's
God! You
not
get to
using-
You get to meet
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I get to
Yeah.
meet her.
picture with
I get to
yourself.
meet her severed head and her beautiful boobs.
Those
Her
beautiful
beautiful. Mine
boobs.
never filled in, guys. Mine never filled in. So,
But my
was
puppets
great.
did.
September 28th,
Yes,
which is.
my birthday.
Wow.
Look at that. So screening on
getting
my
some
birthday.
yes,
Dark Delicacy on
signing
your birthday.
on my birthday.
Signing.
Yeah.
We should probably film that. Or I should probably
We'll
film
film
that.
it.
Signing, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. So what was
let's
your
do it.
first interpretation when you read the script?
I love
'Cause
this
it's
script.
It's a wacky ride.
I didn't know anything about this script except that they wanted me to play Chelsea, and it was going to be all done with puppets. And I didn't know if that was like marionettes or like stuffed puppets. I wasn't sure yet.
Sock puppets.
Or like a Muppet.
crust.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
crust, yeah.
But then we heard that
Callback.
crust was going to happen, so we decided to go silicone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's great. I got the script, and I didn't know Evan or Carrie yet, and we share the same voiceover agent.
Oh.
And they said, take a look, and I loved the script. I'm a huge psychological thriller horror fan girl, and the script just took me to so many amazing places, and then the ending just really kind of just... I already loved the movie, and then reading the ending, I was just like, I have to be a part of this. And then when I went to do the voiceover, they're like, oh, they're going to be silicone, life size. Because then I thought it was going to be like small, like
Yeah.
silicone. But she's like, no, we're going to everything's going to be life size. I was like, what? That's so trippy.
Yeah.
And then, God, that was like 2015 when I did the voiceover.
Holy
So-
shit. So,
It was a
wow.
long baby. I think Carrie had 2 babies. She just had a baby when like I did the voiceover for 2015 or for Chelsea, and then she had 2 babies during 2 more babies after the production
Wow.
and
Wow.
shooting. Yeah, so
So-
whole life.
There were certain scenes where I was just like, if we just had this script without the puppets, this scene would not have hit as hard or
Yeah.
it's been as engaging at all.
You mean story-wise?
Yeah, I think the puppets added so much to how to the feeling that you're left with.
From my point of view, like the movie, once your character was introduced, it added a new element to it. It was kind of like
It was sexier,
It
wasn't
was
it?
like
It-
it
well,
was
no,
just
it
a
just
lot
added a-
of violence. It was
Yes.
so violent in
You're
the first part, and
welcome.
it wasn't until Chelsea shows up that it's like at least like kind of a breath and like oh we have hope for a love interest.
it's freaking violent.
a
I was
very
gonna
very
say
violent.
I've never been so like grossed out by a
Puppets.
puppet getting its head blown up.
Yeah.
I was like, if this happened to if these were special effects in a human and this happened to a human, it would be like too violent.
Yeah.
It would be like NC-17.
No, I was like uneasy. I was
it's
like,
the things you can do though with a puppet, and
Right.
it's it's cartoonish, but it wasn't cartoonish. It was
Because
they were real.
'Cause they were real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's this thing
really
rated?
cool.
What's this thing rated?
That's true. What is this thing rated?
Not
see,
rated.
You see what I mean? You
For
know what
all
that
ages.
means.
Just art.
Yeah, for all ages, kids of all ages.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
I've never felt that disturbed about watching.
There were certain scenes
Is
where I was just
everything
like,
gonna be okay? Like that shit. It's like, oh,
that
honey,
scene,
honey,
and then his head.
everything's gonna be fine. Just close your eyes.
That
yeah.
scene's fucked, guys.
It's fucked
It's
up.
so good though.
It's good, but I
is.
felt like I didn't feel any different from watching that happen than I would from watching Faces of Death.
Faces of Death.
And watching that happen, you know, Faces of Death
I
is
fucking
real.
love
Is real
it.
footage of people dying.
That's
It's
amazing.
they used to release.
I used to watch it in school.
I
They're
would
like,
never-
Don't get in a car accident or drink when you're young because this will happen to
I
you.
would never watch them. I had friends that got in and be like, "Dude, did you watch Faces of Death?"
Fucking
I'm like,
Faces
"Dude,
of
no,
Death.
it's literal video footage of people dying for real in real life."
Yeah.
And I remember.
You got all excited. What? You were like, and then I remember.
No, I
what were
remember.
you
No, I
gonna
just
say?
I just
What?
remember I had this buddy and like he rented. He was on a date and he went to go. He remember Family Video. Like there's this video store called Family Video back in the day, and it had a back room. You know, a back room, a curtain room. A room you have to go through the curtain to get into.
We get it.
And he was renting a movie with like a date, and this was, I don't know, probably high school. And they're like, "You have a late fee," and he's like, "Late fee for what?" And like, Faces of Death 4 and like it was in like a porno in like a porn
Nice.
movie. He's like, it was
Oh
like
my
it,
God.
like I don't know, like Debbie does.
And there
that.
you have Abruptio.
It's just like Face of Death 4 and eight Barely Legal.
Amazing.
I'm like, wow. What'd your date think about that?
What was the most? Have you done voiceover work before for like just normal animation?
Yes.
That one? Let me
Yes, she
think.
has. Let me get my.
Oh yeah. Have I, Josh?
That
I
show
know.
you
Do you
did
go
that.
by Joshua or Josh or Jay?
Jay.
Jay.
No,
No, he
I
doesn't
don't.
go by Jay.
I mean, call me.
You're like, it could be a J.
Jay. What does it say?
I don't know. I crossed it out because we were only going to talk about Abruptio. You said.
You got nervous.
Uh,
Okay, well, can I
no,
have
the show you did.
Ultra City Smiths.
Yes.
But that came.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I
But
did
that's
that
stop
in
motion. That's
2021.
yeah. That's,
Yeah, that stop motion. That was amazing. Stephen Conrad's like one of my favorite creators, director, writers. Like, love him. We did Patriot. Blah, 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 blah. We did Patriot together.
Yeah.
We did Perpetual Grace. We did Ultra City Smiths. He has a couple of
There's-
podcasts that are out.
there's a
that
lot
are
of people
great.
in that show.
You're all sons or daughters of Ultra City's wealthiest man, Carpenter K. Smith. Maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't, but you're all heirs to his considerable wealth.
But that was well, I guess that was after Abruptio,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
It seems like it was before.
Yeah, it does, right? Because it's coming out
Yeah.
next week or in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was my first voiceover gig.
So 2015, you go
Yeah.
in the sound booth or whatever. And how long did it take you to do your part?
I think about 3 to 4, probably closer to 3 hours. But
Wow.
I think we allotted 5 hours, but we got it all in 3, I think.
So 3 hours
Yeah.
in 9 years.
Yeah.
You were there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
Yeah, no reshoots of like voice work or anything.
Well,
What
you're
was the
you're a
audition
pro.
like, or were you just?
I was very lucky and they offered me this role and
So nice.
read for interest thing and I was like definitely interested. And yeah, I was really lucky.
So when they were filming it, the puppets, the life-size puppets, this is gonna sound really, really dumb, but they're not like over the actors. Like it's a full different vessel. It's like a doll, like a full doll.
They
It's
had a
not like-
half doll first, and then like when it was full body, like they'd get the whole like silicone bodysuit and like our heads for when there's like full shots. So, but if they're like, you know, close-ups and
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
they
just-
had the puppeteer, Jeff doing all the.
But if it
So
was
they
full
are
body,
they are people.
Yes, there's people in them, or a hand up in them.
but yes, but in the full body, it's like a silicone suit.
Yeah. Yes.
God.
Yeah, and hot.
And hot.
And it's silicone, so like it's not really breathable. They were great. Like
Did you know? Had anybody been cast yet?
I think Sid had just done his vocals, and James was already cast. So
Okay.
they had sent me James's voice, like voiceovers of what he's done, just to kind of get a feel of what the film's kind of gonna be like the whole what do you call it?
Would you respond to his lines like in the booth?
No, they would like. So for voiceovers, you usually just like do your lines, right? You go in the booth and you do your lines. I think for a few, like I think Evan offered to read me the lines, so I think for a few, like he did, just so that I can like get the interpretation of like how we want the scene to go. But for the majority of the thing, and that's why it didn't take 5 hours, was because we just like went line by line instead of like script, like dialogue in that way.
Was that challenging? Because I know that, I don't know, some of the easiest parts of acting for me is like just having that scene partner and just being like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of bounce off of you, and like not having that and not even having the lines and having to just keep it so internal the whole time. How was that?
It was great.
You liked it?
I like it.
I'm like, that sounds awful.
I
You're
like
I
a
loved
one-taker
it.
thing a lot because it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do? Like, what is kind of in your mind and how you do it? And also, Evan, like, lived with this idea for a while, I'm assuming, but he had already written it a year prior.
Yeah.
So, and he had already done James's voice and Sig, so even with mine, he already knew exactly kind of what he was going for. So that was great. So he'd come in the booth and be like, yeah, I was kind of more feeling it that this way. And then I'd try it and he'd be like, yeah, how about that? And like a little higher pitch so she's younger. And I think I came in with an accent first. He's like, no, we don't need that. And
Can we hear your accent?
I think he was like,
What?
what were my lines like? Oh, yeah, can you help me? But it's, don't leave me. Like, it was more like that and like kind of desperation. And he's like,
Yeah.
how about no?
Wow, so you really just trusted him. You were just like, was that what you pictured in your brain?
Is what?
Like I'm sorry, like when you would finish a take, you would just kind of look at him and be like,
Yeah, I'm like this.
was that good?
I do one of these. I'm like,
Yeah. Do it again? Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
totally.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it was really great. Like it. I love it with the voiceovers because they kind of envision it already. Because it's not like, because I'm not going to be there, right? So it's not like they can't see the subtleties or the nuances in my face. Like,
yeah, and it's so different than like being on set where it's like a lot of the times like the character doesn't come to life until you're there and
Right.
you're the person that becomes that character.
Right,
Whereas
right.
like in voiceover, the director or the filmmaker has everything, like the tone of every line, like has it all down to a T. So instead of like the director's kind of, you know, growing with the actors on set, like the actors just kind of have to like really trust the director and be
Sure.
like, is that it?
So originally I wanted her to like turn a little demonic because, you know, that's just me. I love villainous shit.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I was thinking more like she doesn't really want that. So he was very direct. He was a good director because he's not like, I don't know, maybe. There wasn't a lot of that.
I don't know, try it.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean, like
no,
there was
what's
like
right?
he's like, okay, can I hear it? And then he'll be like, yeah, that works. Or he was very great like that.
That's
so,
cool.
But they hadn't filmed anything yet, right? They hadn't.
No, I think they were still fabricating.
Had no
puppets.
visuals, so that's crazy that he just like already knew before they even had the tone. I mean, there was just a script, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in a normal animation, it's usually like the artists make the episode, and then like I'm thinking of like Family Guy, for instance, like the episode's drawn, and then the actors do the VO to the episode.
I think it's the reverse, no? But they already have like what it looks like, the characters of what they look like.
Yeah, so the animators draw around
The voices. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I think so. But I don't know. But then you have like South Park where they're doing everything like that second.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like
I think
ADR.
it
It seems like
depends.
ADR. They would do it
You're
like
right.
ADR, like in a movie.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like, is it already like are people doing the ADR? Are they recording to the episode, or are they just recording and then they make the episode?
Because
But you didn't have anything to read to, because they hadn't shot anything yet, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't. You just.
Yeah.
So in your case, yeah.
But I didn't know that was the norm.
Because even with Ultra City, we didn't like those little puppeteers or the puppets we had. Like it took them a long time just to even get like 15 seconds. So for each movement of like, because it was all stop motion. So we did our voiceover first, and then they'd come in after and like match that. So
God,
maybe
I'm
it
just
depends
imagining
case by case.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the people in the suit having to like hear your line.
Yeah, and then like do the mouth, like because there was no CGI with the mouth. It was all like done with.
Yeah, and then it's not like you as the puppeteer. You're not just because you like the Muppets and stuff. Like you're puppeting your voice. So to be
right at the same time,
yeah. So to be puppeting something that's not your voice,
and everyone, by the way,
yeah,
right, everyone's lines, not just mine, but everybody.
I've done some terrible things. Things I didn't think I was capable of. How do you know it's a bomb?
Les Hackle, will you come with me?
You're here to provide your confession.
I haven't done anything.
Have you ever felt that, Lester? An emptiness that you can't fill?
Did you get to meet anybody?
Every single one. We're best friends. We're on a chain and everything. No, I didn't get to meet.
You didn't get to meet. Well, Sid Haig's passed away since then. I've worked with Sid Haig. I wrote a movie that he was in called Mimesis that Anchor Bay had put out.
Really?
And I met him at the premiere. Yeah, he's just a cool guy. I mean, he's like, talking, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s cult movie star. And
he's incredible.
But no, this is a great cast to be part of.
I haven't met anyone.
Lumped in with.
Today's sicko is not content with playing violent video games or watching terror porn. He wants to live it. He wants to smell it. He wants to taste it. He wants the real thing.
I know of a little party going on this evening if you guys are interested. It's invite only, very exclusive.
Robert Englund.
Oh, see, he was my idol growing up because I watched Nightmare on Elm Street growing up as a little kid when my parents were either sleeping or out with their friends, and I just sit around with my little stuffed animal dolls, like thinking they'll protect me, and I just watch Freddy Krueger by myself and not be able to sleep. But he was like my idol growing up.
So Wes Craven for Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if you know the idea. So he got it based on it was like a Cambodian refugee camp, and there was basically this child who was terrified to sleep for fear that he would be attacked in his dreams and never wake up. And his parents thought he was crazy, and he fell asleep, and he died. He died from like in his sleep.
From like a heart attack? And freaking himself out?
Yeah, like that Twilight Zone, Perchance to Dream. You ever see that one?
Oh, I used to love the Twilight Zone.
Where the dude goes to the therapist, and he's like, I'm afraid because I can't fall asleep. I haven't slept. And first of all, the guy's like 50, but in Twilight Zone, he's like, I'm 25. I'm only 25 years old, and he's like Humphrey Bogart looking. But he's like, yeah, I'm afraid. The therapist, I'm afraid I can't. I haven't slept in like 3 or 4 days, and then he jumps out the window at the therapist, and then at the office, he jumps out the window. But then you cut to him at the end. He fell asleep at the therapist's office and died in his sleep. But in his sleep, he was telling the therapist,
I go to sleep, I go right back to the roller coaster. Maya will reach me. She'll push me.
Has there been any proof that that happens? Like if you die in your dreams and sleep, you die. Is there any proof? Because I always heard that. Like if you die in your sleep, you will die. But
I don't know, because I feel like I died in a dream recently, and I woke up and I was like, oh, that must not be true.
I haven't died in my dream in a long. I used to die all the time. I think that's like a kid, like a growing up thing. I don't think you die in your sleep when you're an adult, because the world kills you because you die every day.
Yeah, exactly.
In real life.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Oh my! I have so many falling dreams.
What does that mean? You had to.
You're growing.
I don't know. Oh my god, that's a fucking lie. I would give my left arm for 2 more inches.
Wow. I think she meant you're growing. I think she meant you're growing in life.
Oh
like,
yeah,
as a person.
no.
I meant the legs.
She meant the inches.
So close. Do you think
so close?
Do you think they'll be at the premiere?
I think Sid's doing his. Carrie
Sid,
was telling
Sid
me, or
passed
not
away.
Sid. Sid's gonna be joining us in spirit.
In spirit, he will. Yeah.
It'll be there.
Yeah, Sid will be there. Robert is doing his 40th Nightmare on Elm Street reunion, or not a reunion. Oh yeah, like a
40th
celebration anniversary. Yes,
that's crazy.
So he's all over the world right now doing that.
What a career!
Carrie, I know,
what
right?
A career.
Did you guys watch 976 Evil?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
976 Evil.
Yeah, you did.
And then there was part 2. 976 Evil. What's that? What's the name of that guy that's in it? Come on, he's from Fright Night. The guy from Fright Night and Stephen Jeffries. Tom knows.
So you've always been a horror fan?
Loved horror fan. I loved horror fan. I loved horror fans.
Do you get? What are your favorite horror movies?
Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, growing up, that was like always on TV, but always. I love Child's Play. Yeah. I love.
Never seen it.
Oh, really?
First
Never
one's
seen
good.
Chucky's?
No, it would freak
good.
me out. Dolls freak me out.
Oh, really?
Like
I loved Puppet Master. I love that. But it never freaked me out. They were like my friends.
I can't do like my dad had a ventriloquist doll.
Oh, freaked you out?
Can't deal with it.
Oh, that's so
even
funny.
when I was a teenager, if I like came home from like a weekend away and I would like go into my bathroom, he would put it up on my toilet just to hear me scream.
That's amazing.
I feel like
nice.
That's
like,
amazing.
I can't with dolls. So Chucky like really freaks me out. I'm
love
sure I could watch
Chucky.
it now. I just like haven't.
Oh, if you watch it now, you'll just laugh.
Yeah.
I bet
different.
So your dad kind of had something
Scared
to do
me with
it.
dolls.
Yeah.
No, because
That's
I
awesome.
like Barbies, but like something about something that's
Barbies.
You wouldn't just like chop off the head of the Barbie.
So have you ever seen the movie
Oh,
Magic
I
with
didn't.
Anthony Hopkins?
Magic?
Sir?
Sir Anthony. Yeah, I don't think he was Sir at the time though. So.
He's Sir now.
Well, but not at the
Sir
time.
to you.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Sir. Do you think anyone's ever like, yes, sir, sir?
He's
Anthony
Tony.
Hopkins.
Tony to my brother. He told my brother to call him Tony.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh, my friend Tony.
Well, how?
Anyway.
Okay.
Excuse me.
But you didn't act
And I loved
in
watch It. It was one of my favorites.
Oh, It.
I love
Yeah.
clowns.
The original It.
Yeah, the original
Made
one.
for TV.
I was always, I don't know, psychological horror was always.
Oh, I
what
love
got me.
psychological.
Like
You know-
Hereditary, that's just so good.
I love it when she's like sawing her. Was it her neck or her leg with the string?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
She so I watched Sixth Sense with her, and that movie like I couldn't wash my face without going, oh, was something behind me? Like
I
it
still
got
can't
me.
wash my face without thinking that something's behind me when I look up in the mirror. And I'm like, I know that when I look in the mirror after this, that it's gonna be behind me. So
Yeah, like
yeah. Just my
But
life.
yeah, to answer your question, I love horror movies.
Cool.
None of my family members like horror movies. It's just me.
Really?
Like, yeah, no one. No cousins, no uncles, no aunts. Like, they're just like, oh, my dad laughs, like, when he watched Babysitter. He thought it was really funny and had a good time.
Well,
But,
yeah.
like, no one's a fan of horror. It's just me. It's so weird.
Interesting. I wonder where that stems from.
I don't know. Maybe trauma.
Is anyone in your yeah, true. Is anyone in your family in the industry at all?
I have some that are artists, and majority are in IT.
Oh,
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, very different.
But visual artists?
Not many. Yeah, not many.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom, though, she is really good with her hands. Like, she's an artist. Like, she is really great with detail. She knits. She used to have her own fashion store in Korea. Like, she has a really good eye. So
Is that how you got into fashion?
yeah, I think so. And she said that, with acting, they don't know anybody. So it's like they can't help. Where fashion, like, they kind of still don't know anybody, but, like, they know that we have that skill in the genes.
Yeah.
So, because, like, my uncle had his own, like, plus wear line, and my mom had her own thing in Korea, and my mom had her own salon. So, like, we're, like, all good with our hands and detail. So she's like, just do it. And I was like, all right.
That's cool. And you grew up in the Valley.
I'm a Valley girl.
I'm also a Valley girl.
Oh, what's up, girl?
I love that. I love that for us. You're from
I do.
Encino.
Oh, Encino, what's up?
Yeah.
I was a Northridge girl.
Love Northridge.
Northridge Quake, what's up? Shout out to the Northridge Quake.
That's where I went and drank as a teenager.
Really? Where?
Because all of the kids in Northridge had like cool backyards. and like big garages, and their parents didn't care.
Funny.
So everyone just
That's
like went to
funny
Northridge.
because we never left the valley. Like I think the furthest east we went was like City Walk, and that was like amazing.
Yeah, and my
City
mom
Walk.
would be like, I'm not fucking driving you to City Walk from Woodland Hills just to pick you up in 3 hours. And at the time I was like, God, Mom, you hate me, you're ruining my life. But now I'm like, Calabasas to fucking City Walk? No shot.
That's
on a
so
Friday?
funny.
I'm not doing that. So yeah, that's really funny. And so then you stayed in LA, went to Otis.
I stayed in LA. I went to Otis. I got
fashion.
my degree. I studied fashion, but I really still wanted to act and like do TV or something. I wanted to make people laugh. It's funny because I always loved horror, but then I always just loved comedy and how it made people feel and how it made me feel. So I wanted to get into comedy. But I got into commercials and print just to like see if I like it, and then I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
My first agent was Dragon Talent and Models, now Lemon Lime, and now Wildflowers Agency. Shout out to all of them.
Cool.
They were amazing. Like they were so ahead of their game back then in the 90s, and like they had all the cool hipsters and like rockin' Asians and like drag queens. Willem used to be rep by them. Like everyone that was so fucking awesome was rep by them, and the owners were like club goers back then.
That's
and, like,
so cool.
Yeah, and they'd like find all the people throughout the clubs and stuff. It was really cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
So it was really cool. So I did a lot of music videos, and I was in Hilary Duff's show yesterday, and what else? I was like the blue goddess.
Were in Hilary Duff's.
You're too young for
music.
Hilary Duff.
No, girl, I fucking love Hilary Duff.
Are you serious?
Yes. Wait.
That's amazing.
What? I'm going and watching that tonight. Oh my God, that's so cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
and
no, I
then
love Hilary
Mr. Brightside for.
What do you mean?
I was in Mr. Brightside.
The Killers.
You're in the music video?
Yeah. Yeah, I was the blue goddess.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm so Star Trek. I can't believe you're in Mr. Brightside. That's like the
so
anthem
funny.
for every like college in
Really?
America.
No
Yeah.
way.
Well, every college, like, there's a lot of white frat boys, but yeah, like
That's
holy
amazing.
Shit, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So then, how did you transition from
that to acting? It took a long time because at that time, like nobody cared.
Yeah.
So it's not like now where it's like, oh, like so many roles and who cares what race. It was pretty segregated back then.
Yeah.
So and to do comedy was like even harder because they're like funny Asian like American
and you're female
things. And female.
So,
it was
like,
hard.
You can't be funny.
It took like 7 years for me to even get like a boutique agent, like to get the smallest. I was like, but I've done like 4 dozen nationals, and I've done all these music videos, and I've done all these print ads. They didn't care. They're like, what guest star, co-star? I'm like, well, you guys won't even take me for guest star, co-star.
Let me at least audition.
Yeah,
let me get up to bat,
totally.
and then I can bat the home run.
Yeah, so it took a long time because like you need a rep to get like into the doors, you know.
Yeah. Was Pitch Perfect your first big studio film?
It was. It really was. And it was so new. Like, my folks are like, oh my God, is this like a scam where they're going to like kidnap you? And where is this Baton Rouge? And like, because
Baton Rouge, is that where?
Yeah, we shot in Baton
Really?
Rouge for the first 2.
Oh, wow.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, great weather, great food, great people. I fell in love with the state for sure.
Wow.
The city.
Can you talk about that audition? Was it?
Oh,
did you have
yeah.
to sing for it? How long was the audition process?
Sure. So I first went in the audition. It was for the role of Alexa Snap Stacy. It was for the hot girl, and she couldn't sing, so I had a lot of fun with that one. And then they brought me back. Oh, so you had to prepare a song. Of your choice.
Sure.
So I sang Everything I Do For You. I used to play that on the piano. So I just sang that. And they called me back with the director and producers. And it was for the role of Lily. So, and for some reason, like, the scripts got mixed up. So I had a different, like, script for Lily. So, like, they're like,
What?
I was like, where are you guys reading? And they're like, oh, shoot, like, here's
oh my God,
the
that's
script.
like my worst nightmare.
But then it was like so cute because like Lily's lines are written like this big.
Because she's
And then yeah,
That's how it was on the
it was
page?
on the
That's
page. It
so
was like this
funny.
little, and then Rich, the casting director, came out and he's like, talk really quietly. Okay, take your time. Bye. And then like, and then like 10 minutes later, I went in and I just started like I did the whole doughy eye because when I speak quiet, like
Yeah.
I wanted to do it like this because it like makes it kind of like questionable. Is this girl like fucking with you? Because the lines are so extreme. Yeah. And I was like, how should I play this? And then Jason's like, great, because there was only like, I think 4 pages, but like just one-liners of Lily. So Jason's like, okay, great, let's do a monologue now. I was like, oh, a monologue? He's like, yeah, improv. He's like, just whatever. And Lily, kind of her voice, like, just let's hear it. The casting director was sitting there, and he was reading with me. And I was like, okay, Rich, we're breaking up. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready. And then I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like very quiet. Then I started like getting all sad, and then they were laughing. And then Jason's like, great, okay, well, we're ready for the song. And then at that time, because I was like laughing a lot too, like I knew my voice wouldn't get good because it's all crackly. Like I knew it. So I was just like, I'm doing this like pansori Korean folklore singing. Like I was doing it for my stand-up. I was doing stand-up at the time.
What kind of folklore?
Pansori, it's Korean folklore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of levels like, but it's like your voice is like all over the place. Yeah. But it's beautiful. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that. And then I sang it, and then everybody was laughing and cheering. And I was like, great, thank you so much. And then Jason's like, okay, we're ready for the American song. And I was like, oh no.
But you already done? You already did Bryan Adams.
No, I didn't in this one.
Bryan Adams?
Yeah, Bryan Adams. I did. This was the callback.
Oh, I thought you already did that one.
No, that was the first audition. I prepared it. The second one, I decided to do the Korean folklore, so I didn't even prepare it. And then by the time I finished the pansori and the laughing and the improving, my voice like was very scratchy. So I was like, sure. And then I started singing it, and it was awful. Like it was something like everything I do. Like it was bad because like. Can
you give us a?
It was like, I don't remember the words.
I actually want to hear the pansori. Folk,
I know I haven't sang it in a while. It was like
we just got to
find it on YouTube.
Our guests are asking. Our guests,
you can find it on YouTube.
Our viewers.
I think it's HMLMJD. I think it was a while ago, but it's still on there. It's still active. We did it at
we'll plug it right
here in LA. It was great. I had just did Mike and Molly, my first guest star role, and then I had just gotten Workaholics, and I was like, this show is fucking amazing, but I think it was their first or second season, but
such good seasons.
This show's so funny.
Love that show.
But Adam had just gotten a role in Pitch Perfect, and I think I found out when I went to shoot Workaholics. So when I auditioned for Workaholics, I didn't know, and so we were there, and we're like, oh my God, we're going to go to this next movie together.
While you guys were making it and shooting it, did you realize like how big of a project this was about to be?
Every one of us knew. Every one of us were like, fuck yeah, this is going to be like amazing for 20 years. No, we weren't. We were just kind of like excited about the whole movie, and it was really fun to do. And, you know, everyone's so different, and like some people kind of knew each other. Like I think Adam also worked with Rebel on Workaholics, so they knew each other. And like I think Brittany signed on like way on like early on. So, but it was
she already had a name. I mean, that's you know, but the budget was.
Everyone was so like had a name,
but
like,
they were right at that sweet spot.
But you know what? Adam was like Britney Spears, because we shot at LSU. And oh my God. And when we go out like tailgating or like
everyone
games,
was watching Workaholics.
People were swarming towards Adam, and it was so great to see. He was so like such a rock star and like so nice to everybody, and like
and Anna had really just done Twilight.
Yeah, it was a sweet spot.
Yeah, it was that sweet spot, and Pitch Perfect just fucking took everyone. I mean, like, you probably became a household name from that. Like, everyone knew you.
I'm still waiting. My phone number and email is on IMDb Pro. Please.
Yeah,
she's offer only. Actually,
I was gonna say, is that your? If I call that number right now, is your phone gonna ring or what?
Yes, it's not my cell phone. It's my business.
Well, it says direct phone number, so I think cell phone.
You can leave a message and I will maybe calling back.
Well, you were nominated for a Scene Stealer award.
I know. I thought I was gonna get it, but
I
lost to a Twilight.
That
fan.
bitch.
Yes.
Who'd you lose to?
Killian. Right? Killian, right?
I don't remember.
Killian?
Whatever.
Whatever.
No name ass.
Some bitch.
Yes, Kellen.
Oh, Kellen Lutz.
Yeah, I lost to Kellen.
Like
But
Lily.
I think I was the only girl. It was me, Ben, from Pitch Perfect that were up for Scene Stealer, and then
It's those abs. It was those abs.
I know.
You should have won that shit.
Thank you,
It all comes. It's all about the abs, I guess.
I know. I should have shown some more skin.
Yeah.
Wrist. No, I watched Pitch Perfect when I was probably like 13 or 14 when it first came out, and I had just started getting back in acting because I only did it when I was a kid, like community theater in like Northridge. Yay! And I watched Pitch Perfect, and until then, the only like weird characters were just so outwardly like nerdy with braces and just like so fucking weird and like, yeah, I ate my twin in the womb, and it was just like so outwardly like, okay, that's the weirdo. And I had never seen the weird girl played straight and like really grounded. Yeah. And like just seeing that juxtaposition for the first time, I was just like, oh, that's fucking comedy. Like, that's hilarious.
Oh,
and
thank you very much.
It made me, it was my first time being like, oh, being a like side character is lit. Like having these moments of just like literally stealing the scene and just like being able to play with this character and not having the pressure of just like, okay, well, the whole story revolves around this person, so like I better, get my arc down and everything. Just being able to play and to just have those funny ass one-liners. I was just like, I want to do that. Like, that's fun. And I think it really opened up my eyes to like, because before when you're doing like community theater and like children's theater and stuff, it's all about like, oh, I want the lead. But that was my first time being like, I don't think I would want the lead in this movie. I think this is a fun movie to like be a side character in. And then it just like the whole idea of like ensemble film, like I'd only really seen ensemble stuff in like theater, so like seeing like a really solid female ensemble in film was awesome. And I was so young, so it was just like it was so it was a really
and
big
did you
movie
get to
for me.
watch Bridesmaids before Pitch Perfect? Because that was kind of like
That was
whole
Bridesmaids is in my Letterboxd top 4. It's like, it's just such a perfect comedy to me.
Yeah, it was
and
really
like,
fun.
Talk about like an insane ensemble.
Yeah.
Where like every single
that's
person.
funny too, because Melissa had just like, she was doing PR for it, but it hadn't come out yet.
Oh, yeah?
And that's when we shot Mike and Molly, and she was just like talking about like her new movie Bridesmaids that's gonna come out.
Wait, so she was still on Mike and Molly when Bridesmaids came out.
Oh yeah,
That was her breakout.
Yeah, I
pretty
think
much her breakout.
She got an Emmy
movie.
Oh, movie.
Yeah,
definitely.
But she was doing that because I was getting my makeup, and she was in her chair, and she was talking about it. She's like, yeah, I just did a talk show for Bridesmaids. It hadn't even come out.
But I had no idea. I did not know that it would actually be you beatboxing. Did you learn how to beatbox? Or you already know how to
beatbox. Heck no. They set me up with a few sessions with DJ Spencer. He's here. He used to be here in LA, and he'd like teach me the BTKs and like how to open the throat and how to like BTK and like. But even that took me like a long time to try that because the bass and you gotta like it was crazy. But that was
so
all
hard.
me. And even in the end, when I say it ain't about the money, like that was, they didn't like scratch it or anything. That was all me. I was like, fuck yeah, you could like shit, that's awesome. So they're like, we just use that take. I was like, dope.
Damn.
So that was cool.
When you were assigned the beatboxer in the group, were you kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna sing? Were you like,
no,
okay,
because
cool.
the beatboxing is better because there's so many elements of the music that comes in.
Yeah.
So because I'm always like beatboxing to the melody, it was good because everybody else is like harmonizing and then like coming in with a mashup, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but then some parts were like I gotta like do the drop the bass or something, like, and then do a bunch of other things. Like sometimes we'd like pre-record like a few things and like mush them together so it sounded more full.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it.
Wow.
Because it wasn't like, hey, we gotta redo that, because I'm always gonna be in melody
Damn.
you're in a band, right? So does that help? Is that how you sing? Is it death metal?
There's a little.
Are there growling? Can you give me a growl?
Like a growl. Let me see. Like.
How do you properly do that?
I inhale.
Like, did you
Internal
work with a
anger.
voice coach?
No.
What?
Do you know if you're harming your vocal cords?
No, I don't harm my what.
Oh, I set up for this.
No, so it's more like black metal than so like.
Oh, so you like Cradle of Filth or something?
No, I do. I go like let me say go. So here's what.
So that's like King Diamond.
It's like Parcel
Do you ever listen to King Diamond?
Thank you so much. It's a compliment.
Yeah, or the Merciful Fate.
Yes.
What's the name of the band?
Grave Condition. Our album will be dropping either on my birthday, September 28th, or my other birthday, October 12th.
Why is that your other birthday?
Who knows? What do I mean by that? We'll see.
She's a Libra. That's what she means.
Yes, but Grave Condition. I have an amazing band partner, Mark Mallory. He's in and he's in Georgia. So this whole album's done remote.
Wow.
And from the feedback we've been getting, nobody knows. So that's great. Sculpture gardens. We're broken down. Helpless vultures.
How do you guys know each other? Sorry.
We met at Rick Owens.
At the fashion show?
Yeah, at
Were you about to ask, do you know who Rick Owens is?
Do you know Rick Owens?
Do you know
all
who
up in Rick
I know
Owens
Terrell
right now.
Owens.
Oh
Terrell,
my God,
what is
you
Terrell?
don't.
I mean, not personally, but
You don't know Rick Owens. He's not a fashion girly.
He's an amazing designer. He went to Otis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. That's sick.
So
I know
that's
Rick
how I
Rubin.
remember- no, he
Not
does
personally.
fashion. Oh.
No, it's personally.
Yeah, Rick Rubin's
I mean,
awesome.
do you know Rick Owens personally?
Personally?
Yeah.
You can meet him when you go to Paris.
Yeah, let me just get lunch with Rick Owens.
Can you set that up?
Sure, absolutely.
Rick Owens will be like, who the fuck is this bitch?
Set it up. I don't know.
That's like, I can't even get into with you. I can't even.
Were you just gonna give me an I can't even? The fuck?
I can't even.
I can't even with
That's
you.
like saying to you, like, why don't you just like get lunch with Quentin Tarantino?
Make it happen, Josh.
I should.
Josh, you
Oh my
Call
God.
him
I will make that happen.
You'll
Thank
have
you.
dinner at the El Coyote.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that where he likes to go?
So I met Mark at Rick Owens, and he has two amazing bands. I've been a huge fan of his music. He does post-punk and electronic and just incredible. And at the time, it was I think during COVID or post-COVID, he moved to Georgia, and me and my brother started a band called Caravaggio Died in Exile. Right now, the band has died in exile. No, we're on hiatus. We only have one single out right now called Salome.
Super good. Stream
Thank
it.
you so much. Thank you so much.
What instruments do you play?
My voice.
Love. I love that.
And he plays everything.
Yeah.
And mine's just my voice.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I like musically placing the lyrics too.
But if you guys were playing on stage and
Yes.
they're like we need you to pick an instrument right now.
Yes.
Which one are you gonna go for?
It'd probably be a synth, or one of these
A synth?
keyboard
Okay.
things, like a.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you do production?
Yeah,
Was
that's
that
it.
one of your songs?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Are you
the
learning
next-
how to
You heard
produce?
it here first. Huh?
Are you learning how to produce?
I'm like producing films, yes. Music, I'm leaving that up to him because he's so good. Like I can't even be like, can you add this here or this? Because he just adds.
You're like,
amazing
I don't know
things.
what Ableton is.
He's like, you just need to press this button. I was like, I could do that. Yeah. So when we do live shows, I will do some.
That's cool. I just picked up the bass recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
Good.
Awesome.
I have a lesson every Saturday at noon for the past 9 months.
Amazing.
It's fun.
That's
So if you need a bass,
if you need a bass player,
totally.
And you guys are
I know who to call.
How long do you feel like the bass guitar? I've always heard it's the easiest to learn, but it's the hardest to get good at. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like it's the hardest to master. Like, but it's.
That's interesting. I could argue both sides.
I mean, I don't think any instrument's easy to play.
Yeah.
Ukulele's fine.
Ukulele, harmonica.
Harmonica's hard.
Is it?
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking
a
about
lot
picking.
of breath control.
I saw this dude walking down like I was getting gas at the gas station. He just was.
Gas?
He just,
What's that?
I was just getting gas. I don't have a.
Electric
charge your
What
car.
is this?
I'm not electric.
I was getting gas. I know people were all looking at me like.
Just see how that Tesla blew up?
Yeah, see
on
that's
Sunset?
that's why.
Wait, recently?
Yeah, so a girl got in an accident, and Teslas, if you get in an accident, they lock you in, and there's like you have to manually get yourself out. There's like a manual switch, but some people don't know about that. And so this girl got in a minor accident, and then the car locked on her, and then it exploded.
What?
With her
Well,
in
there goes
it.
my Tesla stock.
What?
Yeah, do you have a
When
Tesla?
when did that happen?
I think like last week.
Shouldn't be thinking about it all. Just keep that window rolled down.
Well,
they
just know where
close.
your manual.
See, I don't like any of that
It's a
shit.
manual thing. It's like a hand, where you open the door.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love my Tesla.
I'll take a manual, unlock the door. I'll roll the window down, manually crank it.
Yeah, I miss those.
Over getting trapped in my car and having my whole world controlled by a computer.
By a robot.
I
But
don't
you know what? It was weird to transition from gas to that, because it's not just like having an electric car, because it's not a hybrid. You got to plug it in and no more gas. You got to get used to it.
Hannah's gonna leave and we're gonna be like, all right, and then we're just gonna hear this explosion.
That'll be great.
She's like, I love
it. Was fun.
And we're like, we got the last interview.
Yeah.
We got the last interview. What now? What's next?
Why
the
did
babysitter?
It explode? Yes. Okay.
Babyshitter.
Yes, the babyshitter.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yes.
Babysitter
that
was
was me. That was real. That was not CGI. Me lighting the guy on fire.
You getting your head cut off?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that
CGI
was
in
not
Babysitter?
CGI. That was
me. You're like, it was a really good serpent, actually.
it was really good.
Yeah, and The Babysitter was your first horror film.
Yeah, it was.
How was
It
that?
took a long time to get my first horror film.
I know, I was going to
But
say, it's been a
happened.
long time coming. And then how was it finally being there with all the
It
blood
was
and gore?
Fucking great.
Yeah.
I loved it. I didn't know how much blood was gonna be there, because it was live. So when we did Sacrifice Samuel, that was real, it was everyone's real blood. But it was they had to see how fast it was gonna come out. It was very slippery, very wet, very bloody and sticky. It was fucking awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mick G was really great, not just with how I was gonna look, but also with me improving, and I was obsessed with Human Centipede at the time. So I did this whole monologue about sewing Judah's butt to his mouth. I was going off. I'm gonna Human Centipede you, and what does your shit taste like? You want to know what it tastes like? And it was he kept it all. I loved it.
I kept just picturing the South Park episode of the
Oh
Human
my
Centipede pen.
God, that was amazing.
Should I eat the cuttlefish?
What's it called? Human what?
Human Centipede.
Centipede.
He's like, what should I eat, Kyle? The cuttlefish or the vanilla paste? Vanilla paste. Okay, Kyle, I will eat the cuttlefish.
Did you guys
Fuck,
watch
I can't remember.
the second and third one of Human Centipede?
No, I haven't watched any of them.
Genius. You haven't watched any of them? Oh,
I've
it's so
heard
genius.
it's genius.
It's fucking
Really?
genius.
Yes, I have heard that.
And I have the Human Centipede
What?
trilogy.
I feel like I keep chiming in. I might as well be on.
Yeah, you should be on it.
I saw 1 and 2. I didn't see the third one.
Oh, the second one was brilliant, wasn't it? Because they're a fan of the first.
Very meta to the first one.
Yes, so meta.
You
So
know-
meta. Speaking of that, my film Hot God on a Stick is very meta. So
Which film's meta?
Hot God on a Stick. I produced a film
Ooh.
last year.
Is it
Yeah.
out?
No, we're trying to get distribution right now.
What kind of movie is it?
It's a meta movie about conceptual art being dead.
Oh.
It's about a gallerist. He's an artist / gallery owner. And we have a lot of artists, beautiful artists in it. The artists are the actors. We have great artwork. We have great music in it.
That's cool.
It's amazing. And I did all the fucking sound, guys. I fucking boomed that shit.
You did?
Did I ever hold the boom in my life? Never. But did I have great, amazing sound? I did. Did I fucking learn Pro Tools out of nowhere? Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
Did that take 6 months? Yes.
That's amazing.
That's baller right there.
So it was pretty great. I fucking.
That's
That's
inspirational.
how you produce. That's how you produce them. That's how you produce a fucking movie. Do your fucking sound.
But the quiet Lily girl did the fucking sound for the movie.
You were like, quiet, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, shut up, we're rolling, motherfuckers.
Damn, that's inspirational.
Why, you want to be a
if
boom
anyone
op?
asked me to, no,
You be a boom op?
no, but I would turn down the job, but now I won't turn down the job.
It
Now
was great. It was really
I'm
fun.
learn it.
Because it was just one boom for everyone's.
no upper body
And like
strength.
everything's improv because we're just fucking going and.
Yeah.
You know, boom operators, they, like now, they just hate it because we shoot everything on digital, so there's never a cut.
Oh,
You know, you'll talk to these old timers, and
Yeah.
they're like, I remember back in the day when we were shooting film, you know, when you'd only want to roll 2-3 minutes. It's like, now it's 15 fucking minutes I got my hands up
that
here.
was me.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a cut or anything except
my
like
God.
to like, you know, exchange the
How come they don't have
a rig?
a rig? Yeah, I asked them this, like, well, I mean, you
But it's
all
hard
have to be
too
thinking of
because
this.
if you have a rig, but like sometimes it sounds better down here.
Yeah.
And sometimes like
then-
somebody's
then-
up here, and how are you? Like it's harder
Well,
to.
I mean, you know,
But
I
you're
mean,
right. If
it's
someone's
like-
just sitting there, like it is behind his
Yeah, if
desk.
it's a commercial or
Fuck
something
yeah,
where
like,
you
you
have a
can
couple,
totally-
you just gotta, you know, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah, find your tilt.
tilt it back and forth
Yeah.
between two actors. Yeah, kind of like a Steadicam, you know,
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Just, I'm like,
I know I'm cutting it.
No, do
You
it.
should literally design that.
Yes.
You could flip it down.
Yeah.
are we the
There we
people to
go.
do that though? I
Yes.
feel
Let's
like
add
all
it.
boom operate. I feel like all boomer operators.
Yeah, let's add a thing, but
Let's
Let's
do
add
it
a
is a
thing.
$1 billion
Sponsorships
idea.
from your auto commercials. Hell
Yeah.
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 We'll do it.
Right.
You know?
So the babysitter and you did Babysitter 2. Is
Yes,
that how
I
you
fucking loved it.
Yeah, which one did you like?
Please bring it back, McG, the third
Yeah,
one.
you need a third one.
Yeah.
By the way,
Bring us
when
back.
you're in a Mick G horror movie,
Yeah.
you're like, this is gonna be action too, because before that, right? I mean, he did Charlie's Angels, Terminator. He did he did like Terminator
Yeah.
Salvation.
Yeah. But
And
I
that-
grew up watching Charlie's Angels. I loved it, and I thought it was genius. And I didn't know McG fucking directed all those amazing music videos. Yeah. Oh my God, he's incredible.
So you're like, I'm not gonna be in, you know, an Ari Aster. I mean, or
A what?
You know, nobody knew who he was at the time. But
Oh,
you're
an
like,
Ari
I'm not
thing.
being. This isn't gonna be.
Well,
there's
I
gonna be
wasn't
action
sure what
and-
it was gonna be because like I didn't know how big he was gonna go. I didn't know how small it was gonna be. I didn't know if it was gonna be like Nightmare on Elm Street, like more psychological or more blood. I didn't know until I was there.
Very bloody.
Yeah, so it was very bloody.
And then you had a guy with the shirt off the whole time, so you're like,
yes,
all right, I got an
Robbie.
idea.
I don't recognize Robbie without his shirt off.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hannah, who
No,
are you?
actually,
shirtless
now that
Robbie?
you mention that, all the tween movies he was in was always shirtless. Yeah.
Yeah, shirtless Robbie.
Yeah, typecast.
But he's great. The cast is great.
How did you get connected to the Habit team? Was that through the Babysitter team?
The Habit team, no. Like Bella and I knew Thor, and Thor knew Janelle, the director, and Janelle had, I think, cast Bella, and then we just talked, and she wanted me for the role of Jewel, and Janelle was awesome. And those are like all her costumes and like how she shoots everything, or like how her vision of everything was so beautiful. It was really fun to work
That's
with
so
them.
cool. I mean, it's such a sexy, female heavy film, and like
Totally.
your costumes are very like dainty and feminine, but also very sexy, like with the pearls and the satin and stuff. That must have just been so much fun to be on a set with like mostly women. And you've had a lot of luck
Mostly women.
being with
You know, 'cause
groups
even
of strong
Pamela
women.
Adlon, I was on her first season for Better Things, and it was all women. Yeah,
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so you're right. I didn't think about that, but you're right. You're right.
Love that. That's so fun. You're also our first female guest on the
Really?
podcast. Yeah.
Let's keep it
Yeah.
going, guys. Treat.
Yeah.
Dope.
Wow, that's cool. If you could, I know that no one wants to, but just for fun,
What,
if you
what?
could pick one genre to be in for the rest of your career, would it be comedy or horror?
Horror for sure. Because I love playing the villains, and I love playing like the dumb victims.
Those dumb bitches.
But horror is so fun because you have so many subgenres of horror.
Yeah.
You have psychological thriller, you have camp horror, you have
camp horror.
There's so many different avenues to play with horror and horror has comedy, horror has drama.
Yeah.
Horror is like my jam. I fucking love horror. I think I'm never gonna get like tired of horror.
Yeah, I mean it's so fun.
I'm a filmmaker. I got a bunch of horror scripts.
Speaking of filmmaker, I watched The Badger Game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was pretty fun. So is that
Yeah, I forgot you did your research.
Is that loosely based on a true story?
No.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Some yeah.
You lied. You just fully lied.
Speaking of shirtless person, Patrick he's shirtless. The actor in it, the brother, he's shirtless in the whole first scene. But,
with his grease stain.
Yeah. I can't remember whose idea was that. He's got a great bod, and we wanted it to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like
definitely hit those notes.
Did you think there's some humor there?
Oh fuck yeah! I was fucking laughing.
Shelley, you are the rabbit because you are cute and timid like a shy little bunny.
I thought I was the rabbit.
No, you're the frog.
He broke up with me. And now I know why. He's married with 2 kids and lives in Calabasas. She finds out my bi-posh lifestyle. Hello, alimony.
So you gonna tell her?
I'm gonna blackmail him.
Don't forget the kidnapping part.
Kidnapping?
You guys got a good thing going here.
Jillian still hasn't watched it.
Really? I was trying to watch your guys' movie, The Turning Point. I looked on every platform and it wasn't around.
Girl,
when is it
started.
Not gonna be around. Not gonna be around for a while.
Don't get us started. We worked our asses off on that movie, and we had a MG from Lionsgate, or I guess Grindstone, or whoever the fuck it was, or is, and some legal shit. So we finished it three years ago.
Oh wow.
That movie's been finished, and I had to edit it, so I was in a rush to edit it. Get a couple months to deliver it. Shot it in 2021, like May, and I had to have it done by like September. I went home to visit my family, and I brought the computer there, and I was editing, which was cool because my niece and nephew, my nephew would come in with all his kids. They're like, what is this? And it's like the zombie biting someone's throat and stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is a zombie movie, but it's like a home invasion zombie movie. As much as I didn't want to do another zombie movie.
Send me a screener.
Of Turning Point?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep asking Tom. I'm like, can we at least put the trailer? No. Can we at least do this? No.
Oh, because it's...
We don't want to get sued.
Right. That makes sense.
But...
There are 2 points in the movie.
What did they say? Did they say that they're gonna... They're gonna...
Well, trust me, if I didn't have 3 months
put
to
it
edit
out? Or what? Are they just waiting? Or what do they say?
I don't know. I keep asking DJ. I'm like, DJ, man, do something crazy. I mean, he did just get engaged, and actually when he did get engaged, and also he has a podcast called Fully. It's something.
We'll insert it later. Go ahead.
fully loaded. Something in halfway loaded. I don't know.
Be fully loaded.
Oh.
No.
Damn it. Sorry, DJ. Sorry, DJ.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, this is DJ Qualls, and welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. Hey Kelly.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
But he announced his engagement, and the internet kind of broke.
Oh really?
No, the internet, people were talking about it. So I texted Dan. I texted the people I've been dealing with at Grindstone or at Hollywood Media Bridge, and it's kind of like everyone's playing the blame game with this. We're like, hey, when's this movie coming out?
Yeah.
Point finger. Oh, well, you got the legal department over here. Well, we sent them this, and it was incorrect. So they said they've been waiting for 2 years for something from you, and then I'll tell Tom and Brian, no, we sent that. Here's an email. I'll send it again. Just a lot of incompetence, I want to say.
It's a lot of pointing fingers and then sunburnt palms.
Yeah, and a lot of people have had bad experiences with Hollywood Media Bridge. But anyway, so I texted them. I'm like, hey guys, DJ Qualls just this is big. Let's release Turning Point tomorrow. And then there was fake news that DJ Qualls was going to be the new Freddy Krueger, and I didn't realize it was fake. And I sent it to Tom and Brian, and I think they were like, "This is fake, dude." I'm like, "Dude, DJ Qualls." I'm like, "Turning point right now. Let's release it, DJ Qualls." And then I texted DJ. He's like, "Yeah, they tried to get me to do it. I don't want to commit to it." I'm like,
"What? I want to be fucking the next Freddy Krueger." I had a dream that I was his girlfriend, and I had to like fucking kill people in the pool with my long ass knives, and I was like very afraid to do that. And then he's like, "You must do that."
This is so
wow,
funny.
You had a real Freddy Krueger dream.
Yeah, it was like people were like, "See ya," and they'd like jump off the diving board like this, and then I'm like, "No," because there was like no water in there, and then they just like jump to their death, and then they'd still be alive, and then like Freddy's like, "Okay, now you go and kill."
Wait, what was the movie that I just watched where someone jumps into an empty pool on purpose? It's out. What the fuck was that? Was it
like every skating movie?
No, it was a new horror movie that just came out.
No shit.
In a pool?
Wasn't. Yeah.
What's that pool movie? Pool Night Swim?
What fucking movies?
Night Swim.
Hey,
yes.
What's your favorite Freddy Krueger kill?
Oh man.
I mean, it doesn't have to be just from one.
I think the bedroom one, where like
the bed.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
Like
through the.
That's I guess. That's when Nightmare on Elm Street was terrifying.
It was.
But then like in part 3 where he like hey, speaking of, I gotta mention this. Remember the kill in 3, where they use the dude's veins. Freddy Krueger uses the dude's veins and his tendons, and he walks him like that, to the edge of to the window or whatever, and then he jumps off.
Amazing.
Patricia Arquette's in that movie, and Lawrence Fishburne. And then the one girl, she gets her head smashed into the TV screen. I know you.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to talk a little bit.
I know. I'm just listening.
I love it.
You can watch I did a short film. It's only like 9 minutes long. It's called Rabbit, and it's about TaskRabbit.
Yes.
So it's a TaskRabbit that only does embarrassing or illegal things.
Wow.
And so season 1 is on YouTube.
Amazing.
We put that up in I think like 2022 or 2021. I can't remember. But it's cool. And so my episode's the pilot, and it's I hire this guy Rabbit to come over and break my nose because I want a nose job, and insurance will cover it if it's an injury, but they won't if it's elective.
That's great.
And so he comes over, and every episode has like some twist to it. So in my episode, he like comes and he breaks my nose, and then he's like, "Well, that was traumatizing. Let me know if you need me to come over and rip your ears off or something." And I'm like, "What?"
Ooh, good idea.
And he's like, "Nothing. It was a joke." And I'm like, "What?
Let's do that. I want to pin these back."
Yeah. And so then it becomes like, is he really gonna rip off this girl's ear? Like, what the fuck is this conversation even? Why is this girl even wanting this? So it's cool.
Wow. I gotta check it out.
Shameless plug. Go watch Rabbit.
I love it. Rabbit, everyone on YouTube.
I want it broken, not fondled.
I'm feeling for the bone. Okay. You sure? It's a nice nose.
Funny.
What? Wait. Why are you doing this? Are you trying to win a lawsuit?
No, I want a nose job.
Isn't this kind of the opposite of that?
The insurance won't cover it because it's elective, but if it's an injury, they'll cover reconstruction.
Okay, fine, cool. Okay, but wait.
Dude.
This seems like a good nose.
Okay, thanks, but it's not. Look, I wanted to do that.
Speaking of plugs, I wanted to talk to you. I saw on your, you have this movie, tell me about the teething. That kind of sounds like a horror movie. Maybe it's because I'm thinking of teeth.
It is a horror movie.
Okay.
We're trying to get it financed, and we're trying to get it up. So I co-wrote this amazing horror comedy script with Owner Tikel. Do you guys know him? He did Catfight. He did Pound Cake. Owner Tikel.
Oh, I know Pound Cake.
Yeah.
Do
You
I
know
know
Pound Cake? Pound Cake, it was doing the whole
The
festival
British movie.
circuit. No, this is New York.
Layer Cake.
No, Layer Cake.
I'm thinking of Layer Cake.
You know
No.
Pound Cake because you almost called the movie Pound Cake.
Oh, you
Oh,
did?
we almost called it
Well, I
another
heard you
Project
say
Pound Cake.
Born Again, and that was one of the scripts I was working. I called it Born Again, but it's not a.
No, that's my documentary. It's
Your documentary.
BORNE.
Oh,
Because
nice.
it's about airborne. It's about the airborne.
Nice. No, you better be. No, I think it's great with your
Well,
voice
he's
in there, and then we never
not
like.
He's not mic'd. He's gonna sound like a.
He's gonna sound like
here?
shit.
Sound like a real asshole. Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and plug that documentary too while we're at it. Born Again. It should be on I don't know, any of the streaming platforms in the next couple of months. It's about Army veterans. It's about war veterans and suicide. It's very serious stuff.
Oh, that's
Probably the most
amazing.
important thing I've done.
Are
But
you?
no big deal.
Are you gonna revisit fashion? Do you think?
Grave Condition will have its own merch line. So
Love. Are you gonna design the
yes.
merch?
Fuck yeah, it's being done right now.
Heck
as we
yeah.
speak.
Say that reminds me.
Yes.
Do you ever have any input on the wardrobe in any of these movies? You know, I mean.
Do you walk in and go, I have a BFA in fashion?
Yeah.
I don't, but every show I've been on, I get along really well with the costumers. Like, I know we're talking about Pitch Perfect and Babysitter. They're great. Like with Sal for Pitch Perfect, we're like, layer on the cats, layer on the fruit print, like make sure you don't show skin. Like we worked really well together because we had the same vision and it was just excellent. And with Babysitter, McG was just like, what do you want to do for her? We want her to wear this beret, and like we're thinking kind of like French posh. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do Saint Laurent, and I want to make her a blogger, and I want her to have like the fucking Hannah Beth fake nails and like hand tattoos and everything. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So like that was awesome. And then the eyeshadow, I was like, let's fucking go extreme. So like he was just so down for all of it. 'Cause
That's so
at
cool.
that time, Saint Laurent had that like black, like square eyeshadow thing going on. He was just like down for it all. So that was that.
That's so cool. They also probably are like, she knows what she's talking about. Like, she has a good eye. She's literally trained in this. Like, we can trust her.
Oh, and also like even with Patriot and Perpetual Grace, like he did Ultra City Smiths, like the costumers. Yeah. Oh, she's like so amazing and like gets the most amazing clothes and like just gets it, and like I don't know. I think I've just been really lucky.
That's so cool.
By the way,
yeah.
Fucking awesome poster.
Yeah, it's a great poster.
That is like a good poster. And I think Anchor Bay is going to... Anchor Bay, I know Tom is very, very particular because he comes from the background of like physical media, like DVDs and stuff like that, and collector and what people like to collect.
Ooh.
So artwork is always something, like you can see the crust one back there. Like art is always something that, you know, like post is always something that, you know, him and Brian focus on. For me... Like I know, well, this is different because it's all puppeteers. For me, I always like when when a movie sells itself, not with the actors.
Sure.
Even though Crust has Sean there, but at least has a cool image of the socks with the blood trail.
It's been I hate saying it's been an absolute pleasure. I feel like
we need something. We need something.
It's been a fucking joke.
Hannah, it's been fucking real. And it's been real fucking fun. And thank you for being our first female guest on the pod. It was refreshing. And thank you for being one of our first actors on the pod as well. It's been really fun speaking with a fellow actor about all the backgrounds.
It was fun. Thank you.
Do you know King Diamond? Can you do Grandma, welcome home?
It seems like I just did it.
Why do you keep trying? Yeah, you did a great job.
Oh, the teacup that Missy found.
Thank you so much for listening to the Plank Guys.
Yeah,
Join us next week.
Join us next week when we have. Fuck, I don't know who our guest is. Oh,
thanks for
you know
listening.
We have Sean Whalen on, and Hannah knows.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
From the salty bog, with tales of movies and actors, bold host Josh and Jillian, their stories unfold. Hold fast the reel, listen to Jive, the Blank Podcast where legends vibe. From silver screens to haunted dreams, in Josh and Jillian's twisted schemes. Brought to you by Anchor Bay Entertainment. Now here's your hosts, Josh and Jillian. Yeah.